Welcome back. This is the master index of the Geller Blue Book, and on the very facing page it gives you a little bit of an idea of the gold price, the platinum price, and the silver price. And this book is good for $100 above or below for the gold and platinum prices. And there's a chart here for the gold and the platinum and silver so you can show customers. And the training videos that we're here, you can go to our website for that. In addition, you'll notice at the very bottom that there is release number 6, and that's the release we're on. The 3-ring binder will always be version 5. If you have a version 4 or 3, those are spiral bound books. We had done the 3-ring binder so we could send out pages if certain things change. So on the very first page, it starts with numbers, and you'll find that the second column here is the chapter. If you remember the tabs on the book, each tab is a chapter, and these are the page or pages that are there. So I tried my best when I put this together to put it in many places as possible. As for instance, you see here Adjusto Shanks. It's a vendor. And if you go into the S's for Shanks, it'll have Shanks, Adjusto. So I've tried every which way to Sunday to make it easy enough for you to find everything. So they're all alphabetical. We'll skip through it very quickly. So now we're on page 17. This gives you just a little bit more information about the whole book. It's 100% Stellar pricing unless we don't have a finding that Stellar sells. As for instance, Snap Set. Snap Set is a thinner earring and pendant made for inexpensive gemstones. So to give you an idea of this, the Snap Set earrings, there are a couple of vendors. One is Rio Grande. And by looking at this, you can see that it's a much thinner earring mounting and will cost less than purchasing this one from Stellar. So we'll only use the Snap Set earring mountings to give you a choice of different kinds of pricing on this. And then all the vendors are listed here that are in the book from Fingermate, and we have a new adjustable shank vendor, S&H SureFit, in addition to SuperFit. And there's an area of watch repairs. Nathan of Watch and Pen Company, they do wholesale trade shop watch repairs, and they're listed in here in their pricing. So starting on page 18 are the vendors. So here's Stellar, their phone number, their website. This lady does enameling. This gentleman does hand engraving. This Snap Set, this is the company that we recommend. They sell them, they manufacture them, those less expensive earring mountings and pendant mountings. Fingermate is an adjustable shank company, as is F&H SureFit and SuperFit. Then there's a gentleman, friend of mine, Mike Gerwig, CAD Trends. He does CAD CAM. If you do not do this in your store, he can design it on a CAD and come to your store's computer as you're looking at this and show your customer the CAD product and sell it to them. Heraldica in New York does hand engraving for family crest on top of signet rings, and they will also put a family crest on a gemstone. The Watch and Pen Company does watch repair. Then Naomi Findings is a company to get findings. In our book, there's a U-spring inside of a shank, and we've used Naomi for a lot of findings in the years past, as is Southeastern Findings. And our findings has a lot of things that Stellar may not have. Another vendor many people use is A-Gem and also Roseco. Wayne Emery recuts colored gemstones. If you have gemstones that are chipped or broken, he can also take rough and cut it from the very beginning. And Bill Bray is a diamond recutter, and on Polygon he has quite an excellent reputation for that. Then from when I was a young teenager in my father's place, we used Hoover and Strong to buy casting grain, sizing stock and such. Of course, Stellar sells that as well. But Hoover and Strong now today sells findings and all kinds of other things for the jewelry industry. Esslinger and Company, they're a findings company, but mostly for watch repair, parts and such. Otto Fry, they have a lot of 18 karat and platinum findings that you may not find at Stellar. The wax department, Catherine Howell, she used to work for me. She also does CAD/CAM and hand carving of waxes, does an excellent job. Impact Company and Hessler Forms makes the forms for jewelry repair envelopes. Impact is the company that made them for Jewelers of America. Hessler makes the forms that would print job envelopes for the Edge and Jewelry Shopkeeper, and the forms get printed and put in a plastic Ziploc bag. They do that. Bob Staley also does CAD/CAM, but he also is quite excellent when it comes to using a laser, and he'll do wholesale laser repair for you. Bead by Design, Jerry White, she used to work for me, and she does pearl restringing. And then J.B. Kaiser, he also does he does laser repair for the industry. If you're going to have a jeweler who needs some additional help, here are just a few of the many schools. Blaine Lewis, a New Approach School, he's just outside of Nashville. He, along with the Repair Academy and GIA, they have 1-week courses on repair and stone setting, and then 90-day courses on jewelry repair. Polygon, I'm a member. Polygon is a place to buy and sell jewelry and all sorts of things in the jewelry industry, and they have a quite vibrant business discussion channel, which I'd recommend everybody to join. So we went over this in the last video, but here again is the gold is figured $1,200 to $1,300 an ounce, platinum at about $1,000 an ounce, and in chapter 1300 are gemstones, and when we get to that chapter you'll see how we price that as well. You can download the prices for the book in the Edge and Jewelry Shopkeeper. You have to have a copy of our book first, and there's a charge for this. You can call and speak to Rini, and she can help you with that. And then I want to go over just a little bit of how I already showed you how the prices were done in the book, but if you take a look at, I believe this is a lobster claw. So in chapter 300, this size lobster claw is $63. And I want to show you what these 4 lines are. So this is the measurement of the lobster claw, and this is the retail price charged the customer. It's $63 plus probably appropriate sales tax depending upon your state. The express that's listed right below is 50% more. Now we don't necessarily tell the customers 50% more, but $95 is 50% more than $63. When I had my store, we called this while you wait, but express is faster than normal. If you would typically promise 1 to 2 weeks to do a repair, express pricing is to do it either now, while you wait, same day, or within 24 hours. It's whatever is faster for you, and the customer would pay the $95 rather than the $63. Now that I explained this, this $63 is a combination of 2 prices, and one price is the retail labor. The JLRC stands for Jeweler's Code. If you'll notice all the Jeweler's Codes start with the 9. If you drop the 9 and put a decimal point right there, I assume you can see $18. $18 is what we would charge to install the new lobster claw on with a jump ring, solder the jump ring closed, and then polish the ring. So it includes furnishing the lobster claw with the 14 karat jump ring next to it, and you can see the little line where it's connected, putting this on the customer's chain, welding this shut, and polishing the whole thing up. So the $63 is the retail price, the $18 is the labor to solder it. So this is how the prices were derived. $63 minus $18 to solder. We are selling the lobster claw for $45 plus the $18 to solder. And if we divide this by 3, it's a 3-time markup. When I did this price, the lobster claw costs $15, and if we multiplied it times 3, it sold for $45. Then we add in the $18 to solder it. That's how we got the price for the lobster claw. That is the way the whole book is done. A 3-time markup on the part, and with taxes added in, a 3-time markup on the jeweler's pay. The $18 is not what the jeweler is paid, it's the retail price. The A next to it means if you put your jewelers on commission, and I'm not proponent of you actually doing that, but that's what we did. Our jewelers were 100% commission. The A means 26% of the $18. So $18 at 26%, we paid the jewelers $4.68 to solder and polish. And if you add in 25% more for taxes and vacation pay, it ended up costing us $5.85 for the labor. If you multiply that times 3, $17.55, if you round it up, it's $18. That's how we got the price in the book. So in training the staff in using my book, I am now training your staff on using the book and how to combine all the prices and everything together. But I would suggest that you have the same kind of meetings we had. We had a meeting every other Friday. The staff came in early, so they came in at 8:30, and we had a meeting from 9 to 10. And we divided the hour into 4 15-minute segments. The first 15 minutes was on the book, and we opened up the very first page, and I started explaining how sizing was done and what you have to look out for. Turn the page. We discussed 18 karat. Turn the page. It's in shanks. At the end of 15 minutes, we put a paper clip on it. The next 15 minutes was on product knowledge. I allowed the sales staff to choose what they wanted to talk about. Some people would teach on sapphires. Someone else might teach on how automatic movements are done, diamonds, and they had to sell this to a staff member. That's the second 15 minutes. Third 15 minutes, I'm a proponent of Harry Friedman. You would go to thefriedmangroup.com. He has a book we used, No Thanks, I'm Just Looking, and he has training videos on selling at his website as well. And the last 15 minutes was store news, not store complaining, about new things coming in, sales we might having, things on that nature. So you can go to our website, and there's an Excel spreadsheet there that has, here's a picture of it, of a meeting week by week, which chapter in my book and which chapter in Harry's book, that you can train the staff. And I highly recommend that you go to one of Harry's 2.5-day seminar on how to run a jewelry store. And if you might need help with QuickBooks, I'm a QuickBooks Pro Advisor. I can help you set up your QuickBooks for a jewelry store and make it export from the Edge or Jewelry Shopkeeper. That way your profit and loss statement would look like this: product sales, product cost of goods. You would then have your shop sales divided up. You can see this is a real store. $119,000 for the year in repair, $187,000 for custom, and you can see down here the cost of the shop. This is the only way that you'll be able to see how the shop is doing, is having it set up correctly in your financial package. And if you go to our website, you'll find under the Edge POS Help, you'll see the chart of accounts, and this is the way that I set up the chart of accounts. The gray areas, if you have the Edge or Shopkeeper, that's exported to QuickBooks from the point of sale program. The yellow areas is entered by the bookkeeper. And then this is what the expenses might look like. So that's the idea of the Master Index. I hope that helped you a lot. And in just a moment, we'll come back and start in the book on Chapter 100, Ring Sizing. Thanks very much, and we'll see you just in a bit.